Well, good morning. It's Saturday morning, and here's what we do in Saturday morning. We talk about werewolves. You know, we're always, every day, it's like, uh-oh, we're going to have to worry about this new scary monster, animal, whatever. So, okay, today is werewolves. And again, as you will see as I explain, there's a lot of activity through all the years and years and years and years. So, the legend of werewolves or lycanthropes, I know they have to come up with interesting names, have been a part of human folklore for centuries. With roots in ancient mythology, medieval superstition, and popular culture, the werewolf is typically depicted as a person who can transform into a wolf or a wolf-like creature, often under the influence of the full moon. Speaking of the full moon, I know we all think something does happen to us each time we have a full moon. Thank goodness it's much lesser to the extent of not turning into a werewolf every month. Okay, the concept of humans transforming into animals, including wolves, can be traced back to ancient cultures. In Greek mythology, the story of King Lycaon is one of the earliest examples. According to the myth, Lycaon, a king of Arcadia, attempted to serve human flesh to Zeus as a test of the god's omniscience. As punishment, don't screw around with the gods, Zeus transformed Lycaon into a wolf. This tale is often cited as the origin of the term lycanthropy, which refers to the ability to transform into a wolf. In Roman mythology, the poet Ovid recounts the tale of Lycaon in his Metamorphosis, further solidifying the association between wolves and transformation. I know this is more than just having a bad day or a bad night. Okay, related to Nordic and Celtic transitions, in Norse mythology, there are references to berserkers, warriors who were believed to transform into wolves or bears in battle, channeling the ferocity and strength of these animals. Celtic mythology also contains tales of shape-shifting. If you remember shape-shifting, that was very one of the prominent stories with Star Trek, being able to shape-shift into a different animal. Anyway, with some stories involving humans turning into wolves or other animals. Okay, during the Middle Ages, the belief in werewolves became more widespread across Europe. Wolves were feared and reviled in many parts of Europe due to their predatory nature, and tales of werewolves often reflecting these fears. Yeah, tell bad stories and people will keep telling that same story, but it will be worse the next time. Werewolves were often associated with witchcraft, might as well put it all together, and the devil. In many cases, those accused of being werewolves were also accused of being witches or sorcerers. Hey, once you get down, let's jump, let's pile on more stuff. These beliefs were particularly strong in areas like France, Germany, and Eastern Europe. Okay, now in the 15th and 17th centuries, we saw a series of werewolf trials across Europe, similar to the witch hunts of the same period. People accused of being werewolves were often tortured into confessing and were then executed. Wow, this is pretty tough. I might have trouble sleeping at night. Anyway, one of the most famous cases is that of Peter Stump, a German farmer who was accused of being a werewolf in 1589. He confessed to using a magical belt to transform into a wolf and was subsequently executed. I guess I'm laughing because this is like, maybe it doesn't pay to be honest sometimes. You know, if you tell the truth and then they kill you, that's not good. That's not good. His story became widely known and contributed to the spread of werewolf legends. Another well-known case is the trial of Jean Grenier, a French teenager accused of being a werewolf in 1603. Grenier claimed to have been given a wolf skin by a mysterious figure, allowing him to transform into a wolf. Wolf, boy, my pronunciation, part of it is my New England accent, but part of it's, I don't know what else. But he was eventually declared insane and sentenced to life imprisonment. Well, at least they didn't kill him. That's unusual. Now, in the 18th century, belief in werewolves began to wane, but this creature remained a popular subject in literature and folklore. Gothic literature of the 18th and 19th centuries, with its focus on supernatural and the macabre, frequently featured werewolves. One of the earliest literary werewolves appears in the 18th century French novel Bisclavet by Marie de France, which tells the story of a nobleman who turns into a wolf and is betrayed by his wife. Oh, they even had problems with marital problems back then. In the 19th century, werewolves became a staple of Gothic horror. For example, The Wolf Leader in 1857 by Alexandre Dumas, a man makes a pact with a wolf spirit, leading to his transformation into a wolf-like creature. You know, people should have had other things and better things to do. Now, let's talk about the 20th century. It saw werewolf became a prominent figure in horror fiction, film, and popular culture. One of the most influential werewolf stories is The Werewolf of Paris in 1933 by Guy Endore, which is considered a classic of werewolf literature. Werewolves became a popular subject in early horror films, most notably The Wolfman. Now, even though I was born in '49, I did watch a lot of these. Some of them scared me, but so that The Wolfman with Lon Chaney was in 1941, Lon Chaney Jr., as Lawrence Talbot, who is cursed to transform into a werewolf after being bitten by one. Yeah, that's the common point. Whatever you do, don't get bitten. By the way, speaking of bitten, and I know I go off on a little bit of a tangent, you know, we had a lot of water here. We had some flooding in our backyard, and I had to go get a cart, and I walked in the water, you know, no big deal. But you would not believe, I mean, this is almost as scary. These fire ants attacked both of my ankles, you might say, and it hurt, and it is still swollen, and that's about 3-4 days ago. So whatever you do, don't walk in collected water if you don't want to get bitten big time. Okay, this film established many of the modern tropes associated with werewolves, such as the transformation under a full moon and vulnerability to silver bullets. The 20th century saw werewolves become a prominent figure in horror fiction, film, and popular culture. One of the most influential werewolf stories is The Werewolf of Paris, which is considered a classic of werewolf literature. Werewolves became a popular subject in early horror films, most notably The Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney as Lawrence Talbot. Oh no. This film established many of the modern tropes associated with werewolves, such as transformation under the full moon and the vulnerability to silver bullets. Okay, in contemporary fiction, werewolves continue to be a popular subject in modern fiction, film, television, and video games. They have appeared in countless horror and fantasy stories, often exploring themes of duality, the conflict between human and animal nature, and the loss of control. In the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, the character Remus Lupin is a werewolf, and the stories explore the stigma and challenges associated with this lycanthropy. The Twilight series, oh wow, by Stephen Meyer features werewolves as protectors of the human world with a distinct mythology that sets them apart from traditional werewolf lore. In television shows like Teen Wolf and The Vampire Diaries, it has been reimagined werewolves in various ways, often blending traditional folklore and modern storytelling. Okay, werewolves often symbolize a struggle between civilization and savagery, the loss of control, and the darker aspects of human nature. The transformation from human to wolf is frequently used as a metaphor for internal conflict or the unleashing of repressed desires. Wow. The werewolf remains a versatile and enduring figure in popular culture, adapting to different genres and themes while retaining its core identity as a creature of the night. Whether portrayed as a tragic victim or a curse or a fearsome predator, the werewolf continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Okay, the legend of the werewolf evolved from ancient myths and medieval superstitions into a complex and multifaceted symbol in modern culture. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to embody primal fears and desires that exist within us all. All right, so what it appears is we all have the capacity of being werewolves. So be very careful. Don't necessarily look at your neighbors and go, okay, anyway. So, boy, they look scary. So I want to thank you for being here this morning, and it's always appreciated, and I really, really enjoy what I do, and thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be well.